Hi guys, it's Archivist here, and today I would like to share my initial impressions of the World of Warcraft expansion known as Warlords of Draenor. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the fact we won't be seeing a new race or a new class this time around, which is not typical of the series. If you are a long-term fan of World of Warcraft, you will know that with every expansion we've either had a new class or a new race every single time, but as far as I can tell so far, we aren't going to be getting that with the Warlords of Draenor, which I have to admit is a bit disappointing. Now, I can understand why they wouldn't want to go with a new class for the reason that not only do you have to create it from the ground up, make it unique from the others, people would get annoyed if it was just a copy and paste job, but also you have to make sure it's balanced with the rest of the classes. For example, the Death Knight was very overpowered when it first came out, and Blizzard had to spend a lot of time making sure it was balanced. To be honest, it's a constant shift. There has never been a time really when all of the classes have been perfectly balanced, and just adding another one in would just make it even more complicated. So okay, I can understand that, but races don't typically cause the same issue. Yes, you have to create a new starting zone and a subsequent zone, which I can see as being quite annoying. But, you know, I have to say, even if there are definitely reasons behind why they may have chosen not to make a new one, I am still disappointed. I have to say, I have always enjoyed making a new race or a new class. I really loved the Worgen starting zone. I didn't spend a lot of time there, but, you know, I always felt it really added a breath of fresh air to see new races walking around, or new classes fighting alongside you in dungeons. But hey, that is, to be fair, one of the only major criticisms I have. But on the other hand, one thing I think they did really well was going back to Outland and remastering it, because, God, if you go through Outland now, in 2013, it looks so old. I mean, Hellfire, Zangarmarsh, they look so bland and old, and to be fair, they did redo some of the quests there to make the leveling experience a bit better, but they only did that for the first lot of zones. If you decide to stay there a bit longer, go to, say, Neverstorm, go to Shadowmoon Valley, then you start to see those old school, really awkward quests, and that becomes a little annoying. So I think they made an excellent decision going back there, especially as Draenor is something that is known from this series. It makes a lot of sense to do it. I was a little concerned at first that it would just be another Cataclysm job, and I don't want to go back to Outland with minimal changes, but it does look so different. I mean, I'll put up one of the trailers so you can see for yourself, but it does look beautiful. I mean, the new Shadowmoon Valley looks incredible. I can't wait to go there. In fact, I would say I haven't seen zones I've liked the look of this much since Wrath of the Lich King. And the final and likely most polarizing aspect of the trailer is the fact that you can now level up a character instantly to 90. Now, I believe you can only do this once, and you know what? When I think about it, I'm in favour of it. At first I was like, wait a second, this is super casualising the game, but God, I've made so many alts. I've had to go through those zones so many times. I don't really want to do it again. So if I had a character that wasn't level 90 and I was levelling him up before the expansion came out, I would definitely just take the express train up to 90. And if you're someone who doesn't want to, I mean, it's just a choice. You don't have to do it. It's not something that's forced on you. So if you're a purist and you want to go through the entire game, by all means you can. It's a bit strange to think of new players though playing the game and instantly being offered to skip through a large portion of the game. I can understand why Blizzard might want to do this though. They want to introduce players to the most refined experience they can offer instantly, so they don't get put off by perhaps the more dated leveling experience of the Cataclysm world. I've heard people on both sides of the fence here. Some people saying this is the final nail in the coffin for Blizzard and World of Warcraft's dead, and others have said they love the idea because for similar reasons to me, they don't want to have to go through the old world again. All in all, I have to say I was very impressed. One thing I haven't mentioned, but I'm really glad they did, was update the character models. God, did they need to do that. Okay, I'll wrap this video up now. If you want to let me know what you think of Warlords of Draenor, by all means drop a comment in the comment section. As always people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.